In today's video, I'm going to show you some clips of a game that I reviewed from a Platinum 2 Vladimir player who has a 50% win rate on his Vladimir. Now this video will be filled with only valuable clips and lessons instead of you having to search for them on your own and maybe having to watch an entire game to find or understand one or two valuable lessons. Now before we start, please let me know in the comments what your favorite Vladimir skin is. Mine is Bloodlord. Alright, let's get started. As for the team composition and laning phase, we are playing into a team composition that likes to jump into us with Garen, Nocturne, Sylas. So I believe that even Flash is a little bit unnecessary. It's always nice to have on Vladimir, but it's a little bit unnecessary here in the sense that we could go Ghost Ignite because we're playing into something like Sylas. And if you play in stuff like Sylas, Yone, Yasuo, like champions, who it's basically really hard to avoid fighting with in the early levels, then going a little bit more of an aggressive setup can always be useful. However, that's only if you are allowed to not have Ghost or not have Flash or not have something like Phase Rush, if the enemy team comp allows you to. Now, is Ghost Flash bad? No, you can definitely go it. It's in general like the best setup you could go. If you want to go more aggressive, you definitely do have the option of going Ignite Ghost here this game. As for the runes, we are going with Airy, Scorch, and then Last Stand. So this is very lane oriented. Again, I think this is really good into Sylas, a very fist fight heavy matchup. And that is also why we go Doran's Ring. In hard matchups that can focus a lot like Orianna, Syndra, we like to go Doran's Shield. In fist fight matchups, we like to go Doran's Ring. And in easy matchups like Corki, for example, where we have free scaling, where we can do whatever we want, we can just go with Dark Seal immediately. So I like the fact that we instantly Q the Sylas here. And we walk towards our minion so he can't E. I like that. What I don't like is our positioning right now. Sylas walked up, he eats, so we walked back, but we never walked back up again. Because now we're still in Narnia over here, and this Sylas just got one free minion here. He also has fleet footwork with teleport, so a very scaling-oriented setup. So if he does an auto-attack on the minion with fleet footwork proc, then he gets the healing. So if we give him always free auto-attacks, he gets free sustain. And also, obviously, he gets free push and free gold, which is not allowed for Sylas into the Vladimir matchup level 1. We are a range champion versus a melee champion. But right now, we can just bully Sylas really, really hard with auto-attacks and Qs whenever he's trying to farm. So right now, this is not okay that we're not auto-attacking the Sylas. Again, here, Sylas is getting free auto-attacks off. So here, these minions are low. Whenever your minions are low, you have to think that the enemy team, the enemies, are going to want to walk up to farm those minions. If your minion is low, you're gonna know that your opponent is gonna walk up. But here, just like letting him have free auto attacks is not okay. I like the fact that we walk. So here we walk back into our minions so that Sylas can't hit the second part of his E. So the Vladimir here really understands this matchup in terms of like trying to avoid getting hit by Sylas's second E. But this is not where it ends. The goal was not to let Sylas make this mistake. The goal is to punish Sylas whenever he makes a mistake. So right now, this is when it actually starts. Now we only start getting something out of this. So now when Sylas is walking back, we should just run him down with auto attacks and with Q. Our red Q is about to come up. So we just run him down with auto attacks and red Q, because this guy has nothing right now to help him escape. So right now we can already run him down, and even if necessary Ghost, but I don't believe it's necessary here. So we can just run him down and get him really low, trying to like force his flash, or maybe he has to recall and burn teleport already, meaning that he can't use his teleport later on. So here at level 1, because of the mistake of Sylas, we can already win the laning phase basically, or at least burn his teleport, which is also a very big advantage for us. So here, do we need the healing from the minions? Well, we're not full HP, but I wouldn't heal up here because the difference in HP is a lot here. I would rather keep my Q, not get the healing from the red Q, like let my Q run out even if needed, so that I can hold my Q so that whenever Sylas walks up, I still have my Q to trade with him. So if I right now red Q for healing, yes, I heal up, but I lose prio over the wave right now. And you're going to see that here. So Sylas, because Vladimir here does the red Q, and now since we did the red Q, Sylas can basically hit this minion, or like get these minions without taking too much damage. Yes, Vladimir has auto attacks, but that is not super like a lot of damage. Whereas if you can auto attack him and Q him, you will gain a lot more damage, and you will also gain like HP from hitting him. Now Sylas is getting free hits here, and this is very illegal because Sylas is about to hit level 2 quicker than the Vladimir, which is ridiculous. Right now Sylas is level 2, Vladimir is going to get collapsed by the Sylas, which is illegal. This should never work. Sylas should right now be here. We should be hitting the level 2 and level 3 power spike quicker, bully Sylas early on, and maybe even dive him. There's one advantage that we currently have. Since he's pushing, we have the advantage that his wave is ultimately moving towards our turret, meaning that we can just hold it here in this position, right? Which is really good for us, because the longer Sylas is here, the more vulnerable he is for jungle ganks, and the more vulnerable he is to just us all-hitting him with Ghost. Right now, it's really good that Sylas focuses on us. He could have used his abilities to shove in the wave and not hit us. Right now, because he hits us and he's not hitting the wave, the minion waves are not dying here really quickly. Like the red minions are gonna keep on living, meaning that this minion wave will probably get here in time, so that the minion wave will still be here in front of Vladimir's turret, so that Silas is still in this overextended position. And the longer he's in that overextended position, the better it is for us. This is not okay. Like, we can't let him recall right now because he has teleport. He's not gonna miss a lot. All of the damage that we did, all of the pressure that we put onto Silas would be for nothing. So here we need to cancel this recall. The only reason why this feels a little bit fishy right now is you have a very little vision. So as the Vladimir player here, setting up vision allows you to play a lot more aggressive. Now Silas recalls, and this is really bad for us. So this is really, really, really bad for us. Because this is going to do two things. One, all the damage we did was for nothing. Two, we're going to lose a lot of tempo. Right now, while we're still in the lane, Silas is already healing up and he's about to teleport here. Meaning that he's already going to be in lane while we are still going to be recalling. That means that when we have finally recalled, he's already going to be shoving in our wave, and that allows him to take a plate or do damage on our turret, like close to getting a plate, or it allows him to shove in the wave, dive, like invade our jungler, or roam top lane, stuff like that. Okay, so here we take a decent trade. I wouldn't do this because we can lose this entire minion wave here. The blue minion wave is about to walk under our turret. I don't want to lose that. We already have a good position. We don't need to kill him here. We don't need to ghost here. The fact that he's already this low is really good for us because we can just hold the wave here right now. Our laning phase is fixed. The fact that we have fewer items than the Silas right now is no problem. Because we can just hold the wave here in a good position and Silas is already low and he has no teleport. So if he wants to play this laning phase out security, he has to recall again, be healthy, walk to lane, but he's going to lose a lot of gold because we can freeze this here. And now while we're chasing this, the minion wave is walking into our turret, meaning that one, we're going to lose a lot of gold. Two, this minion wave is going to push towards Silas, which is really good for him, because then he's not going to miss a lot of gold, and we are if we're not in lane. And three, it's so unnecessary. And this is also really dangerous in my opinion, by the way. Like, if Silas just W's, we're not gonna win this. Yeah, and that's exactly what happens. The wave was pushing towards us, we have a freezing opportunity, and Silas was already low from the gank, which is really good, because now we can just freeze, and Silas will have a hard time walking up because he was low. So we didn't have to chase him, we didn't have to play this aggressive. We already had a win-win situation. If he stayed, we could actually kill him, and if he recalled, he would lose a lot of gold, because he couldn't teleport back to lane, because he already used his teleport. When the wave is pushing towards you, the enemy wave will be very big. So if we die, we will lose an insane amount of gold. So is it worth walking up here and trying to like heal up or something? No, it's all about playing safe. Heal from Raptor camp. It's about to spawn. Stay back. You're not missing a lot of gold. The blue minions are with a lot more, so they're going to kill the red minions a lot quicker, meaning that the blue minions will stay alive. The blue minions are the golden XP for Vladimir. So instead of walking up here looking to trade with Silas, play safe, heal from Raptor camp once it's spawned, go back here and collect the very big wave. What Vladimir does here is game losing. Right now, he dies. And now all Silas has to do is shove in this wave. And now look what the Vladimir misses. He's not even respawned yet. Look what Vladimir misses here. And we already lost so much from the previous play. From chasing Silas here. Now look what Vladimir misses. This entire wave. We lose so much from this. Like, it's insane how much we lost. Alright, so now I want to talk about another concept. And Vladimir in this case does it good, right? However, I've seen a lot of Vladimir players that I coach in this ELO that don't do it good, so I'm still going to talk about it, but he does it good. So what am I talking about? I'm talking about the mid-game rotation when playing a mid laner, and specifically when playing Vladimir. The way it works is, you have laning phase in League of Legends, the mid game, and then the late game. Now, when does the laning phase end? Well, the laning phase ends when one of the bot lane turrets, or both of them, gets destroyed. Because let's say your bot lane turret dies, that means that right now if the enemies want to keep on pushing and take this turret, let's assume they even have a turret here, right? So they still have a turret here, the enemies, they killed your bot lane turret. Now if the enemy bot lane wants to like push for the nexus, if they want to, like, they have to kill this turret first, but an ADC that's all the way over here, that has to walk all the way to this turret for safety, this is a very long time in which they can get collapsed. Even though they have a support next to them, ADCs are very easy to get, like, it's very difficult to play an ADC and not get collapsed. So if you're this far away from your turret, from safety all the way here, you can easily get collapsed. So we say that once one of the bot lane turrets died, the bot lane that like wants to go for the next turret should just move mid lane. And then if the mid laner stays mid lane versus the enemy bot lane, you're playing 1 versus 2, and that doesn't work. Your turret is just gonna die because you can't defend 1 versus 2. There's very few champions who can do that, like champions like Anivia with very high wave clear. But if you don't have that, then the mid laner should just go bot lane, and the bot lane should match the enemy bot lane, so it's 2v2, so this turret can stay alive as long as possible. Bot laners in general should be mid lane because it's a lot more of a safe lane. They have a lot more routes to escape from. It's also a very short lane, so that means that they can easily get to the turret as well. Alright, so this is another thing that I want to talk about that I see a lot in this ELO and in this game as well. The Vladimir makes this mistake. So one, we have Ghost Flash Up with ultimate and we're not that weak. Typically you split in the side lane to get solo gold, solo XP, to get your items, to wait for your summon spells and your ultimate. And once you have that, that's when you want to start like fighting with your team, specifically for things like barons or dragons. So here being bot lane when a baron is up and we're this strong without having teleport, then that's very dangerous to do. Because right now if a baron fight breaks out, we're not there to join the fight even though we're at our strongest point at this moment. On top of that, we currently have a Camille and Camille has teleport up. Camille should be bot lane right now and that's simply because she has teleport. Why? If Vladimir right now side laning top lane or even mid lane or hovering between both, he has time to like react to team fights here, time to join the Baron fight, and he wants to be able to react to these fights because he's really strong. Camille, however, can be bot lane because she has teleport. She's really good at like pushing people, 1v1ing and like taking turrets. She's really good at that. So she can put pressure, and due to her teleport being up, she can still move to the Baron fight if a Baron fight breaks out. But typically in the lower eos, what I like to do is here side laning is fine if the wave is like here, but like let's say the wave is here, I wouldn't walk up, I would just hover my team if I know that I'm strong. If I have ultimate up, if I have Ghost Flash, I will let my team be the bait, let them be mid lane here, my bot lane. I will lurk into the shadows, and then when the enemies walk up to collapse on my team, I collapse the enemy team. And since I'm really strong at that point, I have summoner spells, I have ultimate, I have items, I would probably win that, and then we can go for Baron. Because I was already hovering my team, and the enemy mid laner was probably not doing that. And it's funny that what I just said, it literally just happened. So I just fast forwarded a little bit here, and exactly what I just said, what I was scared for, just happens. So since we are bot lane, we were not hovering our mid lane teammates here, especially against like champions who can easily engage on your team like Nocturne. Look what happens. The enemy Nocturne ults and collapses on part, and now my support is dead. And now the enemy team could, for example, retreat back and go to Baron. So in general here, this is a very good concept to like hover your teammates when you're strong, when you have your ultimate, when you have your sums, when you have your items.